Sanatan Dharma like dengue and malaria to Hinduism is a menace. DMK's anti-Hindu rant intensifies. How will MK Stalin defend this? DMK Hindu hate, top focus, 6 p.m. prime.
Good evening. You're watching 6 p.m. Prime here on India Today. I'm Akshita Nandagopal, and this evening we're talking about DMK's Hindu hate. Why are we calling it that? Because for the last 1 week, we've heard several instances of Udayanidhi Stalin and other leaders taking on Sanatana Dharma. Now it's direct. They're taking on Hinduism, as per the latest comment that's coming from MP A. Raja. We'll play that out for you and much more. A look at the headlines first. DMK continues its tirade against Hindu religion. MP A. Raja calls Hinduism a menace for the world, says it's synonymous with casteism. The Sanatana Dharma row escalates. Tamil Nadu minister says opposition backs Sanatana remark. BJP claims the India bloc was formed to attack Hinduism. Protesters put shoes on Stalin's pictures as protest. No relief for TDP chief Chandrababu Naidu. His plea for house arrest rejected. This after all TDP leadership was placed under house arrest following the statewide Bandh call. Uddhav drops massive Ayodhya Godhra parallel, says Ram temple may lead to a Godhra-like incident, claims Ram devotees may face Godhra-like fate. There's a Nipah virus alert that's been sounded in Kerala's Kozhikode after 2 have died from infection. State Health Minister chairs high-level meet, issues a warning. And Apple gears up for the biggest launch event of the year. The iPhone 15 launch becomes even more special for all of us here in India because for the first time, the Made in India iPhone will be launched and will be available as early as tomorrow. Now, in the last 1 week, we've seen several discussions, debates over Sanatana Dharma and what it refers to, because the DMK's constant defense was that they're referring only to casteism. That's all that they're attacking. But now, DMK MP A. Raja has landed the entire party in a soup because he's directly targeted Hinduism. He hasn't said Sanatana Dharma. He said Hinduism is a menace right now for the country and for humanity. And thereby crumbles the DMK's defense. They no longer can hide behind the Sanatana Dharma excuse, which means MK Stalin now will have to clarify his pressures building on the India alliance.
Hindu religion is the biggest menace, not only to India, now it is a menace to the entire world.
DMK's A. Raja openly spewing venom against Hinduism, calling it a menace for not just India, but for the world, crossing the line again.
India is the reason for the global disease in the name of caste, dividing the people on the caste line, dividing the people on the economic line by using the caste. Caste cannot be used only for social evil. It depends upon the economic evil also. Those who are living Indians in other countries also propagating caste in the name of Hindu religion. So Hindu religion is the biggest menace, not only to India, now it is a menace to the entire world.
The fresh hate attack on Hinduism comes after a series of abuses from the India bloc constituent, where the DMK, a Congress ally, has gone ahead comparing Sanatan Dharma to AIDS, leprosy, dengue and malaria.
சிலவற்றை நாம் ஒழிக்கத்தான் வேண்டும், எதிர்க்க முடியாது. கொசு, டெங்கு காய்ச்சல், மலேரியா, கொரோனா இதையெல்லாம் நம்ம எதிர்க்க கூடாது, ஒழித்து கட்ட வேண்டும்.
மலேரியாவுக்கும் டெங்குக்கும் சோசியல் ஸ்டிக்மா இல்ல, அது ஒரு அருவருப்பா சமூகம் பார்க்காது. எங்களை பொறுத்தவரை HIV தொழுநோயை போல சமூக அவலம் நிறைந்த ஒரு நோயாகத்தான் நம்ம பார்க்கிறோம்.
On Monday, Tamil Nadu Minister and DMK's Ponmudi asserted that the opposition India alliance was forged to fight the Sanatan Dharma.
இந்த சமூக சிந்தனையோடு இந்த இயக்கத்தை உருவாக்க வேண்டும் என்பதுதான் இன்று 26 கட்சிகள் உருவாகி இருக்கிற இந்த இந்தியா கூட்டணியினுடைய நோக்கம். அவை வந்திருக்கிற நீங்கள் எல்லாம் நாம் என்னதான் சமூகத்திலே நாம் எவ்வளவு செஞ்சாலும் அரசியல்ல நாம வெற்றி பெற்று அங்க உட்கார்ந்தாதான் இதெல்லாம் செய்ய முடியும்.
The unrelenting hate attacks by DMK has sparked a furious response from the BJP, which called it a Sonia and Rahul-backed Hindu abuse plot for vote bank.
ये लोग एवरी रिलीजन की बात करके लिपापोती करते हैं. मैं कांग्रेस पार्टी से पूछता हूं और इस गठबंधन से पूछता हूं, क्या किसी और आस्था के देवों का आलोचना करने का इनका अधिकार है? इनकी हिम्मत है? कर पाएंगे क्या ये?
India alliance, as per his words, has been formed only to destroy or eliminate Sanatan Dharma and save or protect minorities. All are planning to have a big attack on the Sanatan Dharma.
The Congress, which has failed to rein in its ally DMK's anti-Hindu rant, targeted the BJP instead, accusing it of a divisive plot.
I've read the Gita, I've read number of the Upanishads, I've read many Hindu books. There's nothing Hindu about what the BJP does. They want dominance of a few people, and that is what they're about. There is nothing Hindu about them.
ये मुद्दे को सामने रखते हुए हमारे देश में उत्तर और दक्षिण के बीच कोई दरार न पैदा किया जाए, प्रधानमंत्री आपको यह देखना पड़ेगा. लगता है मुझे कि बीजेपी पार्टी की किस हिस्सों में यह दरार पैदा करने की मंशा है.
Several Hindu groups upset with DMK's anti-Hindu rant pasted Stalin and son Udayanidi's images on the floor of the temple and stepped on it. Will the abuses against Hinduism backfire on the India alliance? Bureau Report, India Today.
Let's get you breaking news that's coming in. The constant pressure on Udayanidhi Stalin to apologize, to withdraw his remark continues. It's not just from his allies. The BJP is now taking this fight forward. The Tamil Nadu BJP has sent across a delegation to meet with the DGP, and they've demanded action, demanded an FIR against Udayanidhi Stalin. The BJP is questioning why no FIR has been registered when several complaints have been filed against Udayanidhi Stalin. And that's why they're alleging that this is a serious case of contempt of court if an FIR isn't filed based on these complaints. It is with this plea that they went to the Tamil Nadu DGP saying, take our complaints seriously, go ahead and file that FIR. Let's play out some reactions on that.
சனாதன எதிர்ப்பு மாநாடு என்று போடாமல் சனாதன ஒழிப்பு மாநாடு என்றும் நீங்கள் இதை போட்டிருக்கிறீர்கள், இதை அழைத்திருக்கிறீர்கள், இந்த நிகழ்ச்சிக்கு பெயரிட்டீர்கள். அதற்கு என்னுடைய வாழ்த்துக்கள். சிலவற்றை நாம் ஒழிக்கத்தான் வேண்டும், எதிர்க்க முடியாது. கொசு, டெங்கு காய்ச்சல், மலேரியா, கொரோனா இதையெல்லாம் நம்ம எதிர்க்கக்கூடாது, ஒழித்து கட்ட வேண்டும். அப்படிதான் இந்த சனாதனம். சனாதனம் என்பதை எதிர்ப்பதை விட ஒழிப்பதே நாம் செய்ய வேண்டிய முதல் காரியமாகும்.
ஆனால் எனக்கு என்ன விந்தையாக இருக்கிறது என்றால், உதயநிதி ஸ்டாலின் அவர்கள் மென்மையாகத்தான் சொன்னார், மலேரியா போல டெங்கு போல ஒழிக்க வேண்டும் என்று. மலேரியாவுக்கும் டெங்குக்கும் சோசியல் ஸ்டிக்மா இல்லை, அது ஒரு அருவருப்பா சமூகம் பார்க்காது. அருவருவாக பார்க்குற ஒரு சனாதனத்தை சொல்லணும்னா முறைப்படி ஒரு காலத்தில் தொழுநோய் இருந்தது, இப்போ HIV இருந்தது. எங்களை பொறுத்தவரை HIV தொழுநோயை போல HIV போல சமூக அவலம் நிறைந்த ஒரு நோயாகத்தான் நம்ம பார்க்கிறோம். ஒன்று,
பத்திரிகைகளின் மூலமாக, ஊடகங்களின் மூலமாக நம்முடைய இந்த சனாதன எதிர்ப்பு கொள்கையை இந்தியா என்ற இங்கே எல்லாம் நண்பர்களும் சொல்லிவிட்டார்கள். இந்த இந்தியா என்பது ஒரு சனாதன கொள்கைக்கு எதிர்ப்பாக உருவாக்கப்பட்டிருக்கிற கூட்டணி தான் இந்தியா. எங்களுக்குள் கருத்து வேறுபாடுகள் இருக்கலாம், ஆனால் இந்த சனாதனத்தை எதிர்க்க வேண்டும் என்பதிலே யாருக்கும் எந்த வேறுபட்ட கருத்தும் இல்லை. இதில் இருப்பவர்கள் எல்லாம் சமத்துவத்தை உருவாக்க வேண்டும், மத இன சிறுபான்மை சமுதாயத்தை காப்பாற்ற வேண்டும், ஆண் பெண் சமத்துவத்தை காப்பாற்ற வேண்டும். இந்த சமூக சிந்தனையோடு இந்த இயக்கத்தை உருவாக்க வேண்டும் என்பதுதான் இன்று 26 கட்சிகள் உருவாகி இருக்கிற இந்த இந்தியா கூட்டணியினுடைய நோக்கம். அவை வந்திருக்கிற நீங்கள் எல்லாம் நாம் என்னதான் சமூகத்திலே நாம் எவ்வளவு செஞ்சாலும் அரசியல்ல நாம வெற்றி பெற்று அங்க உட்கார்ந்தாதான் இதெல்லாம் செய்ய முடியும்.
Okay, so those were all comments that were made about Sanatana Dharma, and that's been followed now by A. Raja making a comment on Hinduism as well. Interestingly, in each of these cases, particularly in the case of Udaynidhi Stalin, complaints have been filed, no action has been taken just yet, no FIR has been registered. Let me bring in Pramod Madhav and Shilpa Nair on this broadcast, both of whom have been tracking the story very, very closely. Shilpa, to you first, can you get us more on that latest update that's come in of BJP leaders now approaching the Tamil Nadu DGP? Has there been a reaction from the police? Why has there been a delay in really registering that FIR against Udaynidhi Stalin when in the last 1 week at least a handful of complaints have been sent across against Udaynidhi?
Well, yes, Akshita, and that's precisely been the BJP's complaint that across several police stations in Tamil Nadu, complaints have been filed against Udaynidhi Stalin for what BJP calls was his hate speech. Remember, Udaynidhi Stalin in that conference had said that Sanatana Dharma should be eradicated. So based on those remarks, the BJP had filed multiple complaints across police stations in Tamil Nadu, yet no FIR has been registered against Udaynidhi Stalin till now. That is the reason why a BJP delegation comprising Karun Nagarajan, Paul Kanagaraj and several other leaders went to the DGP office today. They met the ADGP here and handed over a memorandum telling them that there is a Supreme Court order which says state governments and police should take suo complaint if there are instances of hate speech, and if they fail to do so, then it would amount to contempt of court. That is something that the BJP has pointed out in their memorandum that was submitted today. And the police, according to the BJP, responded to this allegation, saying that they have forwarded all these complaints to take some legal opinion. Based on the legal opinion, they would proceed further. That is something that the police allegedly told the BJP delegation which met the ADGP today.
Right.
So clearly the BJP at this point in time, politically and legally, they're upping their ante and trying to mount pressure on the DMK. And day after day, what we're seeing is DMK remains defiant, and moreover,
let's take that forward with Pramod as well. As Shilpa's pointed out, no FIR in Tamil Nadu. In other states where complaints have been filed, FIRs have been registered against Udaynidhi. But in Tamil Nadu, nothing has been done so far by the police machinery despite multiple complaints. But Pramod, with this latest comment that's come in from A. Raja, where he's directly targeting Hinduism. Look, till now, the DMK's defense has been that we're targeting casteism, that Sanatana Dharma is referring only to discrimination, to casteism and not to Hinduism. We have no problem with the religion. We are not anti-Hindu. But then you have this kind of a comment coming from A. Raja, where very clearly he said Hinduism, not Sanatana Dharma. So will there finally be a clarification or climb down by DMK, or are they going to remain completely silent on this?
Akshita, so far the clarification has been only given by the Chief Minister and Udaynidhi Stalin on his remarks regarding Sanatana Dharma and why it should be eradicated the way Udaynidhi Stalin claimed. Because the Chief Minister also wrote to the Prime Minister saying that Udaynidhi Stalin's words were twisted. But this, what we are mentioning about, A. Raja's team has informed that this is about a kind of video conferencing which he had regarding a bill that was passed in Seattle regarding anti-caste system. And what happened is that he is talking directly about Hinduism, claiming that it is a root cause for various issues because it is classifying humans based on caste, birth and economy. And this is what A. Raja said over there. So far, there has been no reaction on this from DMK. However, this is not the first time Raja has spoken against Manusmriti or Sanatana Dharma or Hinduism, because exactly the same month, September last year, he said that if you are a Hindu, you are a Shudra. So this was also a comment he made 1 year back. Yeah. So even for that, there is no explanation from the DMK so far. So there are least chances that unless Raja wants to provide an explanation, we cannot hope that DMK would give any sort of explanation on this, Akshita.
You know, the reality is that A. Raja is a bit of a motor mouth really for the DMK, and he's really put the party in a spot right now by not targeting Sanatana Dharma anymore, but directly targeting Hinduism. And this is at a time when already there's outrage across the country. Pramod, Shilpa, thanks very much for joining us. All of these comments by the DMK, does it harm them directly? Not really, because you won't see much of an impact of it in Tamil Nadu. The problem, however, is that they're facing a lot of political pressure from their allies, from the India alliance, because this has become a huge talking point in the north. There's a lot of outrage over what Udaynidhi has said, over what A. Raja has said about Sanatana Dharma. How has the India alliance reacted so far? Let's take you through some of the reactions, and most of them, by the way, have condemned what Udaynidhi has said without naming him.
I completely endorse his speech. We are a deeply religious people. Most people are temple going. I myself am very ritualistic. I visit temples every week. There is no concept of Sanatana Dharma in our daily religious practices. Sanatana Dharma only means a caste hierarchical society, and Mr. Udaynidhi Stalin only called for the elimination of that caste hierarchical society. It is like calling for the end of racism. Just because you call the end of racism, it does not mean you're calling for the killing of all racists or something like that.
Any religion that does not promote equality, any religion that does not ensure that you have the dignity of being a human being is not a religion, according to me. Any religion which does not give you equal rights, does not treat you like humans, is not a religion. So it's as good as a disease.
I feel that they have to respect every religion. Instead of saying condemn, my humble request to everybody that we should not comment anything which may hurt the major section or the small section of the people. We have to remember unity and diversity.
मैं भी सनातन धर्म से हूँ, ये भी सनातन धर्म से हैं, आप में से भी कई लोग सनातन धर्म के होंगे। मुझे लगता है हमें एक दूसरे के धर्म की इज्जत करनी चाहिए। एक दूसरे के धर्म के खिलाफ बोलना अच्छी बात नहीं है, गलत बात है।
देश में लगभग 90 करोड़ हिंदू रहते हैं, देश के बाहर भी रहते हैं, पूरे विश्व में रहते हैं। मारन साहब की कोई व्यक्तिगत राय हो सकती है, उनके राज्य में द्रविड़ संस्कृति की बात हो सकती है, जो कि धर्मों को नहीं मानते, वो उनकी राय है। लेकिन इस देश में हिंदू है, मुसलमान है, पारसी है, जैन है, सभी लोग रहते हैं, लिंगायत है, सभी की भावना है, सभी के धर्म है, सभी की आस्था है।
So that's how the India alliance has reacted so far. Most of them have condemned it, and yet nothing has been said by the DMK in this regard, or for that matter, they haven't backtracked on it. I'm slipping into a very short break here on 6 p.m. Prime. Coming up on the other side, we're counting down to the launch of the iPhone 15. Apple is all set to go ahead with the grand unveiling. It'll happen at 10:30 p.m. tonight. What can you expect? There's a big surprise in store for Indian customers as well. More on that coming up in just a bit.
India's biggest international event, India's most amazing global power flex, and India watched it on one channel. The biggest team from the venue, the most watched anchors, blazing fast images and news breaks, and first with the only voices that matter. The end result, total viewership domination. India has a new national consensus. Bharat watches India today.
What do you have to say about this whole episode that has started? Corruption allegations to arrest to judicial custody. What do you have to say?
I mean, if you look at this entire project, this skill development project, this project was actually pioneered in Gujarat by the then Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji in 2013. And after that, 6 other states implemented this project. After looking at all this, Mr. Naidu decided that this is a good project and this project should be also implemented in Andhra Pradesh, and that's how this project came about. And close to about 42 centers were started, and 210,000 people have received training. The skills were upgraded. Close to about 1 lakh of them were actually placed in various jobs and other self-employment opportunities. So this is a very, very proven project and a proven model. It's just unfortunate that we have a vindictive chief minister who's selectively targeting Mr. Naidu and has eventually sent him to jail on a false case.
इंडिया अलायंस का गठन ही सनातन धर्म के विरोध के लिए बना है और उसे खत्म करना है, और इनका हिडन एजेंडा है सनातन धर्म का विरोध करके वोट बैंक की पॉलिटिक्स करना। और इस पूरी प्रक्रिया में ये लोग बहुत दिन से लगे हुए हैं। ये लोग एवरी रिलीजन की बात करके लिपापोती करते हैं। मैं कांग्रेस पार्टी से पूछता हूं और इस गठबंधन से पूछता हूं, क्या किसी और आस्था के देवों का आलोचना करने का इनका अधिकार है? इनकी हिम्मत है? कर पाएंगे क्या ये? सोनिया गांधी जी खामोश क्यों है आप? सोनिया गांधी जी, आप अपने कांग्रेस पार्टी की सबसे बड़ी नेता आप ही हैं, पूरी अथॉरिटी आपके पास है। आपकी खामोशी देश को बेचैन करती है, और भाजपा की ओर से हमें कहने में जरा भी आपत्ति नहीं है, मौनम स्वीकृति लक्षणम, योर साइलेंस इज एन इंडिकेशन ऑफ अप्रूवल एज टू व्हाट इज बीइंग सेड। रामचरितमानस का खुला विरोध उनके बड़े शिक्षित शिक्षा मंत्री ने किया। लालू जी ने विरोध किया क्या? सोनिया गांधी ने कुछ कहा क्या? अखिलेश यादव भी पार्टी इस गठबंधन का अलायंस है। उनके मौर्य साहब दिन रात सनातन और रामायण पर भद्दी भद्दी गालियां कहते हैं। कभी उन्होंने कहा इसे मना करो, ये ठीक नहीं है।
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
For the Apple launch. Get your hands on the first Desi iPhone. Apple to launch first made in India iPhone. Indian-made iPhone 15 available from tomorrow. Countdown to the mega Apple event. Say Namaste, iPhone.
All right, so the Apple unveiling event will happen tonight at 10:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Doubly special for all of you Indian Apple lovers out there, because for the first time you're going to see a made in India iPhone available. The iPhone 15, which has been manufactured here in Tamil Nadu, is going to be available for Indian customers. The announcement will be made at the Apple unveiling event. Now remember that this is only the iPhone 15 which will be available. Even though the iPhone won't get cheaper in India because it's been manufactured here, it may be available sooner than expected. These iPhones were manufactured at Apple's Tamil Nadu unit, which is close to Chennai, which is part of the company's plan to increase the volume of iPhones coming from India as well. So it's not just domestic, but global supply that Apple will ensure from its unit currently in India. So this is obviously a big deal. I know you're all wondering what will this mean for all of us out there who want to buy an iPhone. I have with us our tech editor, Ayush Elavadi, who's with us in the newsroom for a change, not joining me from Mumbai. Ayush, good evening. A lot of excitement about the Desi made in India iPhone. What does it mean, Ayush? Does it mean I can get it cheaper here?
Well, a lot of excitement. Thank you for having me, Akshita. And I'm glad I'm here at Mediaplex. It's nice to do tech today with you over here on your show. A lot of excitement about this made in India iPhone, but there's a backstory there as well. Look, we were the first network to get all the latest from Apple's India announcements when Tim Cook was here in India. It is a made in India iPhone, but is it getting cheaper? Not necessarily the case. We've seen made in India iPhones over the past couple of years. They've not gotten a penny cheaper here in India. So maybe you'll be asking your uncle or your aunt coming down from the US for the next iPhone. It might be a lot cheaper. There is good news though for Indian Apple fans, and that happens to be the fact that it might come on the same day as the announcement. Usually in India, Akshita, we used to wait for a couple of weeks and then we'd get the phones.
So tomorrow?
Hopefully so. And that means the two Apple stores in Saket and the one at BKC in Mumbai, that's where the action is most likely to be.
Okay, great. Ayush, I'm going to come back to you when we discuss the specs or what you can expect really from the iPhone 15. Let's talk about that. There's a lot of speculation, obviously, on what the iPhone 50 will look like. What are you most excited about? And what do you think is a sure shot announcement?
So, when we got the invites for the Wanderlust event, that's what Apple's calling it, there was a bunch of colors out there, powdered coating on the Apple logo. What does that mean, right? Largely, the 15 Pro and the 15 Pro Max Akshita models will have now a titanium outer casing. Now, what does that mean? A titanium outer casing means that they're replacing their stainless steel casing that you've seen on original models all this while. Makes it a lot more durable and maybe 10 or 20% lighter. But that's, of course, speculation at this point. We're also going to see, well, the Apple Watch Ultra 2 coming and the new Apple Watch Series 9. Now, there, again, there's going to be a lot of hardware changes. Cosmetically look largely the same. And we might also, well, see new AirPods. Now, the big shift happens to be whether you say it's because of EU regulations and the sort of pressure coming in from there, or because Apple has finally caught up with the rest of the world, it happens to be USB-C connectivity. Now, gone are the days, hopefully, as of 10:30 tonight, that you have to, well, use several cables to connect your different Apple devices. Now you will have one USB-C cable for your iPad, for your AirPods, for even your iPhones. Now, that's going to be interesting. Of course, I don't think the adapter comes in the box, but it's an interesting, well, spec, an interesting lineup. What we also expect is a lot of focus here to be on India. Remember, there's a couple of things that Apple is contending with globally. Number one, there is a slump in sales globally. So this is their moment. If you've been waiting for 2 or 3 production cycles, this might be the right time for you to upgrade your devices. And secondly, well, in China, there's been a lot of anti-US sentiment. So this might be, well, India's moment, and the iPhone 15 is something we're very excited about here on Tech Today.
All right, Ayush breaking it down for us. Thanks very much, Ayush, for joining us with all of those details. Let me round up exactly what Ayush has highlighted for you right now on what to expect from iPhone 15. Obviously, these are based on multiple reports. We will actually know whether all of this is coming true in just a few hours from now. The first thing you can look forward to is an introduction of a USB-C port. And what that means is essentially your chargers, hopefully, can be exactly the same for all of your devices. There's been a lot of talk about this, particularly because it can be a hassle to charge your devices and hold individual chargers for each. The Apple signature Lightning port is something that could be done away with. There'll be also a dynamic Island feature on standard models. Now this in fact was present more or less in iPhone 14. They've reworked and advanced it in iPhone 15 reportedly. A stainless steel Pro model will also make it lighter. Now, the bigger the model, obviously, the better it is. In this case, it's likely that this will be possible in the Pro and the Pro Max model. We're also being told that the iPhone 15 Pro Max will have a periscope lens. And there's been a lot of talk about this and how it could actually have an impact on your camera, completely transforming it. The last one is that it will be powered by A17 Bionic chipsets, which means that your iPhone could be faster. And besides this, there's a lot of talk about battery life because, hey, we all struggle with that with our iPhones, and it's expected there will be some announcement about that also getting better in iPhone 15s. So let's get you our next detailed reporter on the unveiling ceremony itself. It's an event that everyone looks forward to. Many tune in live to see what are the features. But besides the iPhone, what about the iPad, the AirPods? What are the announcements expected? Let's take a look at that.
Apple is all geared up for the biggest launch event of the year, Wanderlust, on September 12th. The much-awaited iPhone 15 lineup will finally debut at the event, along with more devices like Apple Watch Series 9, Apple Watch Ultra 2, and Apple AirPods 2. But as usual, the star of the show will be iPhone 15 series. This time around, the most significant change that the lineup will come up with is USB-C port. This will be the first iPhone lineup ever to ditch the signature Lightning port. That being said, it is still unclear if all iPhone 15 models will come up with this feature or if it is going to be area-specific, as European Union rules have mandated tech products to come up with the USB-C support by 2024 in Europe. Another change that we are likely to see this year is the entry of the Dynamic Island feature in standard iPhone 15 models. For the unversed, this Dynamic Island notch feature was introduced in Pro models last year and was quite debated by the users and reviewers. The Pro models might also switch from stainless steel to titanium to make them lighter and more durable. This might also lead to muted color options. These Pro models will also come with camera upgrades and periscope lens in the Pro Max model. We're also expecting some design changes as the company is likely to shrink the bezels for all 4 models and offer a bigger battery. The Pro models are likely to be powered by the new A17 Bionic chipset, while the standard models might come with the A16 Bionic chipset, same as iPhone 14 Pro models. iPhone 15 Pro models will see a price hike this year. Apple is expected to bump up the prices of the high-end iPhone models. iPhone 15 Pro is expected to get $100 price hike, while the iPhone 15 Pro Max is expected to cost $200 more than its previous generations. Now the good part is, iPhone 15 and iPhone 15 Plus might not witness a price hike. Apart from the iPhones, Apple might launch Apple Watch Series 9, Apple Watch Ultra 2 and AirPods Pro 2. While no major changes are expected from the Apple Watches this year, the Watch Series 9 models will see minor battery and performance upgrade and new health tracking features. The tech giant might also introduce a new pink color option for the upcoming Watch series. We have already seen this color variant in the latest iPad Air, iPad Mini, iPad and iMac models. The company is also expected to launch the second generation Watch Ultra this year, with bigger battery, and it might be lighter than its previous chunky version. It is also expected to be available in a dark titanium color option and a bigger display. As for the Apple AirPods 2, the only change expected in the upcoming generation is the USB-C port in line with the iPhone 15 model. Well, these were the top updates as per the rumor mill, but since we are close to the launch event, we will not have to keep guessing for long. Bureau Report, Business Today.
And needless to say, as the launch event happens at 10:30 p.m. tonight, you can catch all the live updates right here on India Today. I'm slipping into a very short break. On the other side, I'll get you the latest on the India-Sri Lanka ODI as part of the Asia Cup that's underway. The latest update coming your way on that match.
Bolstering offensive capabilities against an aggressive China, India embarks on a monumental endeavour. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh poised to lay the virtual cornerstone of the Neoma airfield in the high reaches of Ladakh on Tuesday. A groundbreaking project situated over 13,000 feet above sea level, engineered to accommodate fighter aircraft, state-of-the-art radars and enhanced surveillance drones. Strategically positioned a mere stone's throw away, less than 50 kilometers from the line of actual control.
From Kargil to Neoma is probably as much as Manali to Delhi, or twice as much as Chandigarh to Delhi. That is the kind of distance we are talking about in this area. So if anyone comes from Leh, DBO or Thois to bear over the Demchok Phukche region, which is the hotbed, or the Spangur Gap region, which is again the hotbed, or Chushul, which is again the hotbed, or Pengongso, which is where even Navy could fight a battle on the Pengongso Lake. So for anyone to come and bear over there, it is going to take at least 30 minutes. Though they can, fly so fast. From Neoma, it is not even going to take 4 to 5 minutes.
The third of its kind in Ladakh, Neoma joins Leh and Thois as an indispensable part of India's defence infrastructure. Reflecting on the peak of tensions during the 2020 Galwan incident, India's commitment to strengthening its military presence in this unforgiving landscape remains unwavering.
This is a response to what China has been doing in the last 3 years. Several air bases have sprung up in Aksai Chin. Many of their old air bases were revamped in this time period. That's the reason why India thought it's extremely crucial to have a fully operational fighter aircraft base as close to Neoma, which is 50 kilometers from LAC, adding to Thois and Leh, which are capable of operating fighter aircraft.
Meanwhile, the Indian Air Force will also receive advanced Israeli drones for enhanced surveillance. The nation's dedication to safeguarding its borders and detecting potential Chinese activities runs deeper than ever before. With Abhishek Bhalla, Bureau Report, India Today.
Air quality today. In Delhi, 78. In Mumbai, 68. In Kolkata, 33. In Bangalore, 33. In Chennai, 99. In Hyderabad, 41.
Rain has played spoilsport yet again in the course of this Asia Cup. The India versus Sri Lanka match has currently been stalled because of rain. It's been delayed, and at a crucial juncture that the rain has interrupted play. India currently is at 197 for 9 in 47 overs. So just before the end of the first innings, you had about 2 overs to go, and just before India perhaps was going to get bowled out. In fact, it is Dunit Velalage who's picked a 5-wicket haul and ensured this kind of a low score for India. Rohit Sharma, the only one who seemed to have performed well, having hit a half-century. Remember that in this particular case, there's no reserve day. So if the match gets further delayed, if the heavy rain continues, we're not going to see a reserve day like what we saw in the India-Pakistan match. I want to quickly hand this across to Nikhil Naz, who's joining us live right now from Colombo. Nikhil, how bad is the weather right now? Heavy downpour that's underway, and doesn't mean we're going to lose some overs?
Well, Akshita, as I speak, the rain has stopped. It did rain for the last 15-20 minutes, after which the game was stopped. But as I speak right now, the rain has stopped here. But don't let that, trick you into believing that we will have game anytime soon, because I don't think the covers are coming off anytime soon. That's primarily because of the sky that I can see at the moment. They are dark clouds that are threatening clouds, and I've spent about the last 2 weeks kind of becoming a weather expert, figuring out from where actually the bad weather comes from, and it is this side. This is where the ocean is as well.
Okay, apologies. We're having a bit of a problem there with Nikhil's line because the weather again seems to be a bit of an issue. But Nikhil telling us right now that the rain has stopped. The covers could come off, but that could take a bit of time. Even in such a case, what are we going to see happening? At this point, it's not looking too good for India. The men in blue at 197 for 9 and 47 overs. So we could maybe just about touch the 200-run mark, but very close to also being completely bowled out right now. So in case you missed out on watching the match live, we've got you covered. Let's take a look at all of the highlights that came in from the first innings of play.
Who will spin the coin?
High on confidence from a big win against Pakistan, Rohit Sharma had no qualms in choosing to bat against Sri Lanka. At the start, the runs were easy to come by. Both Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill hit a few boundaries to get things started for India. Rohit hit a big 6 off Ajita as he became the second fastest batter in the history of ODI cricket to get to 10,000 runs.
It's just pure timing from Rohit.
The run flow for India was consistent.
Release point.
The boundaries kept flowing with no wickets being lost in the 10th over.
It's special about Rohit's limits. He's not a big
But the introduction of Dunit Velalage changed the course of the game. He produced an absolute peach to dismiss Shubman Gill, who had no clue where the ball went.
Push the bat a little bit further because
He struck again, and this time it was the big wicket of Virat Kohli. It was as if India were hit by a landslide as Rohit too got out to Velalage.
next over.
The southpaw went on to complete his 5-4 with the wickets of KL Rahul and Hardik Pandya, leaving India in dire straits.
The umpire was very confident.
The Indian tail managed to hang in for a bit before rain interrupted play and both teams headed back to the dressing room.
It's about time we leave the field.
Sports Bureau, India Today.
They'll want to do it and cover this ground in a hurry.
Well, let's hope play resumes at the earliest and the men in blue get back on the dominating seat, because for now, it's not looking good. I'm slipping into a very short break on that note. I'll be right back.
हमारी टीम्स के हार्डवर्क से और आप सभी के सहयोग से नई दिल्ली G20 लीडर्स समिट डिक्लेरेशन पर सहमति बनी है।
It was a difficult and ambitious target, but the 18th G20 was successful in all its parameters. It set the agenda for the divided world and taught it to live together with individual differences. When the world couldn't be brought together to agree on a conflict, when the war in Ukraine polarized the world, the 18th G20 president showed the world how to address the crisis from the point of view of the affected.
सबका साथ की भावना से ही भारत ने प्रस्ताव रखा था कि अफ्रीकन यूनियन
55 countries association, the African Union was voted as the new permanent member to the group because Africa, consisting of the most members of the global south, is reeling from the after effects of war in Ukraine.
आप सबकी सहमति से मैं अफ्रीकन यूनियन के अध्यक्ष को G20 के स्थायी सदस्य के रूप में अपना स्थान ग्रहण करने के लिए आमंत्रित करता हूं.
When the dragon threatens the world with its nefarious financial aid as loan, India as G20 president set the agenda on multilateral development banks for relief. But the bigger headline internationally was the development of a new ship and rail corridor connecting India to the Middle East and the Mediterranean Sea, challenging China's economic clout in the region, and its ambitious Belt and Road Initiative.
As a key part of this corridor, we're going to invest in ships and rail that extends from India all the way to Europe, connected by the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, and Israel. Bridging ports across 2 continents, unlocking endless opportunities, including making it far easier to trade, export clean energy.
Vishwaguru has taught the world to be green and clean as the Delhi Declaration reiterated the 2070 climate goal of reaching net zero target. Brazil has a tall task lying ahead, carrying on the baton as the new president of G20 from India.
Air quality today. In Delhi, 78. In Mumbai, 68. In Kolkata, 33. In Bangalore, 33. In Chennai, 99. In Hyderabad, 41.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Sanatan Dharm face-off is back. Udayanidhi Stalin doubles down on the Sanatan Dharm jibe. In the latest, he has intensified his attack by putting out a picture of a mosquito coil. Meanwhile, Congress MP Rahul Gandhi has also waded into the debate. Here's more.
சிலவற்றை நாம் ஒழிக்கத்தான் வேண்டும், எதிர்க்க முடியாது. கொசு, டெங்கு காய்ச்சல், மலேரியா, கொரோனா இதையெல்லாம் நம்ம எதிர்க்க கூடாது.
A week since this comment by Udayanidhi Stalin, and the Sanatan storm refuses to die down. As Tamil Nadu Minister Stalin Jr.'s comment has divided political circles, it seems Udayanidhi is not only unrepentant but has taken things to the next level. The Chief Minister's son posted this picture of a mosquito coil with no caption, but the picture speaks clearly and in volumes of his message that he stands by his dengue malaria attack on Sanatan Dharma.
Sir, whatever meaning you want, you can understand.
No, but you tell us.
No, you understand. There is a lot of meaning. There is a lot of meaning for that. Whatever meaning you want, take it. You take it.
The BJP, meanwhile, continues to fight the DMK on their Sanatan stand. Led by state BJP chief Annamalai, the Saffron Party has demanded action against Temple Minister Shekhar Babu. As the Sanatan storm has become a nationwide talking point, Modi mantris continue to pile pressure on the India alliance.
सनातन धर्म पे विपक्ष को अपनी चुप्पी तोड़नी चाहिए. सनातन धर्म का अपमान क्यों? और एक के बाद दूसरा विपक्ष का नेता जिसका चेहरा भ्रष्टाचार से भरा, वो केवल सनातन धर्म के अपमान तक सीमित हो गए हैं और ये दिखाता है कि उनकी मानसिकता क्या है.
Congress MP Rahul Gandhi has also waded into the Sanatan debate, triggered by his ally. While he refused to comment on Udayanidhi's speech, here's what Rahul said in Paris about Hinduism.
From no learned Hindu person have I ever heard that you should terrorize, harm people who are weaker than you. I've never read this. So this idea, this word, Hindu nationalists, this is a wrong word. They're not Hindu nationalists. They are nothing to do with Hinduism. They are out to get power at any cost, and they will do anything to get power.
The man who kicked off this mega showdown, Udayanidhi Stalin, has repeatedly made it clear he won't back off and continues to take on the BJP. The DMK's refusal to apologize or withdraw the Sanatan comment is now spelling trouble for the India alliance, as the BJP is now piling pressure on the DMK's allies to take a stand or pay politically for it. Bureau Report, India Today.
आज जो भी कांग्रेस के नेता हों, राहुल जी हों, चाहे उद्धव ठाकरे जी हों या उनके घमंडिया महागठबंधन के कोई भी नेता बोलते हों, वह वोट की राजनीति के लिए तुष्टीकरण के कारण करते हैं. उनको लगता है कि हम तुष्टीकरण की बात करेंगे तो एक वोट इकट्ठा हमको मिल जाएगा, लेकिन बोलते समय यह ध्यान नहीं रखते हैं कि इससे देश को कितना नुकसान पहुंचता है.
आप एक तरफ मंदिर में जा रहे हैं, दूसरी तरफ धर्म के खिलाफ बयान दे रहे हैं, तो ये देश के अंदर कैसे बर्दाश्त होगा. लेकिन पिछले 9 सालों में ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने माहौल पैदा किया है कि एक दूसरे के धर्म के खिलाफ बोला जाए, बेइज्जती की जाए. इस तरीके का माहौल होता है तो लोग इनकरेज होते हैं और वो धर्म के खिलाफ बोलना शुरू करते हैं. लेकिन ये देश तमाम आस्थाओं के, तमाम धर्मों की इज्जत के लिए जाना जाता है, नफरत के लिए नहीं जाना जाता.
Good evening, you're watching Mission 2024. I'm Preeti Chaudhary. Let me quickly take you through the headlines before we get to our top story of the day. Tamil Nadu's ruling party continues its tirade against Hindu Sanatan Dharm. DMK MP A Raja called Sanatan Dharm a menace for the world, says Hinduism synonymous of casteism. Sanatan Rao escalates. Tamil Nadu minister says opposition backs Sanatan remark. BJP claims India bloc formed to attack Sanatan Dharm. Protesters put shoe on Stalin's picture as protest. No relief for TDP chief Chandrababu Naidu. His plea for house arrest rejected. This after all top TDP leadership placed under house arrest following statewide bump. Uddhav Thackeray drops a massive Ayodhya-Godhra parallel. Says Ram temple may lead to Godhra-like incident. Claims Ram devotees may face Godhra-like fate. Once again, Nipah virus raises its head. An alert sounded in Kerala's Kozhikode after 2 deaths due to Nipah infection. State Health Minister chairs high-level meeting. Retail inflation in the month of August dipped to 6.83% on the back of a decline in vegetable prices. Economic growth remains steady as industrial output improves to 5.7%. And Apple will unveil its new series of iPhones shortly. A made-in-India iPhone could be the apple of everyone's eyes. All right, top focus is the Sanatan Dharm row, which continues to brew, especially where DMK and the BJP leaders are concerned. The latest, once again, DMK MP A Raja has called Sanatan Dharm a menace to India and the world. He says that it is like casteism, where he invokes Sanatan Dharm and Hinduism.
Hindu religion is the biggest menace, not only to India, now it is a menace to the entire world.
DMK's A Raja openly spewing venom against Hinduism, calling it a menace for not just India, but for the world, crossing the line again.
India is the reason for the global disease in the name of caste, dividing the people on the caste line, dividing the people on the economic line by using the caste. Caste cannot be used only for social evil. It depends upon the economic evil also. Those who are living Indians in other countries also propagating caste in the name of Hindu religion. So Hindu religion is the biggest menace, not only to India, now it is a menace to the entire world.
The fresh hate attack on Hinduism comes after a series of abuses from the India bloc constituent, where the DMK, a Congress ally, has gone ahead comparing Sanatan Dharm to AIDS, leprosy, dengue and malaria.
சிலவற்றை நாம் ஒழிக்கத்தான் வேண்டும், எதிர்க்க முடியாது. கொசு, டெங்கு காய்ச்சல், மலேரியா, கொரோனா இதையெல்லாம் நம்ம எதிர்க்க கூடாது, ஒழித்து கட்ட வேண்டும்.
மலேரியாவுக்கும் டெங்குக்கும் சோசியல் ஸ்டிக்மா இல்ல, அது ஒரு அருவருப்பா சமூகம் பார்க்காது. எங்களை பொறுத்தவரை HIV தொழுநோயை போல HIV போல சமூக அவலம் நிறைந்த ஒரு நோயாகத்தான் நாம் பார்க்கிறோம்.
On Monday, Tamil Nadu Minister and DMK's Ponmudi asserted that the opposition India alliance was forged to fight the Sanatan Dharm.
இந்த சமூக சிந்தனையோடு இந்த இயக்கத்தை உருவாக்க வேண்டும் என்பதுதான் இன்று 26 கட்சிகள் உருவாகி இருக்கிற இந்த இந்தியா கூட்டணியினுடைய நோக்கம். அவை வந்திருக்கிற நீங்கள் எல்லாம் நாம் என்னதான் சமூகத்திலே நாம் எவ்வளவு செஞ்சாலும் அரசியல்ல நாம வெற்றி பெற்று அங்க உட்கார்ந்தாதான் இதெல்லாம் செய்ய முடியும்.
The unrelenting hate attacks by DMK has sparked a furious response from the BJP, which called it a Sonia and Rahul-backed Hindu abuse plot for vote bank.
ये लोग एवरी रिलीजन की बात करके लिपापोती करते हैं. मैं कांग्रेस पार्टी से पूछता हूं और इस गठबंधन से पूछता हूं, क्या किसी और आस्था के देवों का आलोचना करने का इनका अधिकार है? इनकी हिम्मत है? कर पाएंगे क्या ये?
India alliance, as per his words,
has been formed only to destroy or eliminate Sanatana Dharma and save or protect minorities. All are planning to have a big attack on the Sanatana Dharma.
The Congress, which has failed to rein in its ally DMK's anti-Hindu rant, targeted the BJP instead, accusing it of a divisive plot.
I've read the Gita, I've read number of the Upanishads, I've read many Hindu books. There's nothing Hindu about what the BJP does. They want dominance of a few people, and that is what they're about. There is nothing Hindu about them.
ये मुद्दे को सामने रखते हुए हमारे देश में उत्तर और दक्षिण के बीच कोई दरार न पैदा किया जाए, प्रधानमंत्री आपको ये देखना पड़ेगा। लगता है मुझे कि बीजेपी पार्टी की किस हिस्सों में ये दरार पैदा करने की मंशा है।
Several Hindu groups upset with DMK's anti-Hindu rant pasted Stalin and son Udayanidi's images on the floor of the temple and stepped on it. Will the abuses against Hinduism backfire on the India alliance? Bureau Report, India Today.
Cutting across to my colleague Shilpa Nair, who's joining us from Chennai. Shilpa, away from the optics of it all, the posturing, what is the politics, the undertones of that? Why is the DMK constantly harping on the same issue? And now with Raja taking it a step further from just Sanatan Dharma and even bringing in Hinduism.
Well, Preeti, every time we ask this question to DMK leaders as to why, they're making controversial remarks about Sanatana Dharma, the response that we get is that this is what the DMK has been speaking since its inception. Even before DMK was founded, a certain DMK leader pointed out today, while speaking to India Today, even the Justice Party, even the Dravidar Kazhagam, which is the ideological parent of the DMK, all of them have been speaking about Sanatana Dharma, about eliminating caste inequalities and caste discrimination in the society. So they say this is nothing new that we are speaking. We've been speaking this for years, but just that the BJP has misconstrued the statements made by certain DMK leaders, and they have, they're using it for their political gains. That, of course, is the justification coming in from the side of the DMK. Yes, in Tamil Nadu, in common parlance, when leaders or political parties speak about Sanatana Dharma, it means caste inequalities or caste discrimination. The fact of the matter is the use of language or the use of words, the choice of words used by Udayanidhi Stalin or A. Raja is highly condemnable and objectionable, and that is also the reason why several, India alliance partners have either distanced themselves from these remarks made by DMK leaders, or they've opposed what Udayanidhi or A. Raja has said completely. Because the DMK, as far as DMK is concerned, because of their confidence or overconfidence, they believe that this issue will not resonate on ground here in Tamil Nadu, because this has been the DMK's long-standing principle, and even the AIDMK, the principal opposition party here, hasn't jumped into the bandwagon and hasn't really spoken with the same tone and tenor as the BJP on this issue, because this has not been a controversial subject here in Tamil Nadu. So they believe electorally and politically this wouldn't impact them as much in Tamil Nadu. But there's a lot of concern amongst the India alliance partners that the BJP could use this to portray the entire alliance as anti-Hindu in the forthcoming elections, and that is the reason why several leaders from the opposition bloc have distanced themselves from what the DMK leaders have been saying on Sanatana Dharma.
Shilpa, on ground, you've been in Tamil Nadu, you've been tracking the reactions. Is it catching any traction? Is there resonance? Is there opposition that you're actually witnessing on ground? Because politically speaking, they might be talking to their core constituency, but they are seeming to alienate the alliance partners where India is concerned. But what's the reaction or support or opposition that they're getting on ground?
Well, Preeti, as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned, it is only the BJP that's talking about this issue. In fact, AIDMK is in an alliance with the BJP. One would have expected AIDMK to, use the same tone and tenor to attack the DMK on this issue. But as far as the AIDMK is concerned, EPS, the General Secretary of the party, a few days back said that he does not want to delve more into this issue, but the DMK is cropping up or raking up this issue of Sanatana Dharma only to divert attention from their misgovernance. That was the only reaction that we got from the AIDMK, which is the principal opposition party. So in Tamil Nadu, this issue, of course, the DMK doesn't seem to, they seem to believe that it wouldn't impact them much politically and electorally, but it is the pan-India, situation that we are talking about, where there are, of course, state elections that are coming up, and the general elections also, coming up in the next couple of months. And the BJP has already, roped in, or they're trying to pull in the India alliance into this entire controversy, saying that this is not just about the DMK, but this reflects the larger sentiment amongst the India alliance partners that they are anti-Hindu. And what is not helping, of course, is the back-to-back comments that the DMK leaders are making. It, of course, started with DMK Minister Udayanidhi Stalin, then it was A. Raja, then Minister Ponmudi, of course, made certain remarks. And again, a new video of A. Raja surfaced, even though people close to A. Raja say that it's an old video. It was, it was a meeting that he had attended a few months back, which has now been shared by Tamil Nadu BJP chief K. Annamale. But even though the DMK says what they're only talking about is caste inequalities, caste discrimination, the question is the choice of words. Should they be using words like dengue, malaria, leprosy, HIV, etc., and calling Hinduism as as a menace? That is something that the DMK needs to introspect.
Well, you're right there. Better choice of words, definitely. But clearly a lot of politics other than just the posturing and the optics that is playing out in the backdrop. Appreciate you joining us, Shilpa. Thank you there. Meanwhile, let's take you now to the state of Himachal Pradesh. Congress General Secretary Priyanka Gandhi visited the flood-affected regions of Himachal. She was accompanied by the Chief Minister Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu and a Public Works Department Minister Vikramaditya Singh. She also looked at the relief and restoration work that has left the region completely devastated where the floods are concerned. Priyanka Gandhi said that the situation is bad in Himachal and asked the centre to help the affected families and aid in the work of restoration by labelling what went down in Himachal over the course of the last 1.5 months as a national tragedy. Landslides, flash floods completely ravaged the state, especially in regions of Kullu, Mandi and other districts of Himachal Pradesh in the last few days.
ये पूरा देश आपके साथ खड़ा है और मैं खास तौर से जो भाजपा के मंत्री हैं, प्रधानमंत्री जी हैं, उनसे कहना चाहती हूँ कि इस आपदा के साथ आपके प्रदेश के साथ राजनीति ना करें। चाहे हमारी प्रदेश की सरकार कांग्रेस की ना हो, लेकिन ये देखें कि आपके प्रदेश में कितना नुकसान हुआ है, आपको कितना नुकसान हुआ है, आप किस तरह से एकजुट होकर उसका सामना कर रहे हैं और इसी भावना से वह भी जुड़ जाएं। और अगर यहाँ पे जो हुआ उसे वो एक राष्ट्रीय आपदा घोषित कर दें तो उससे केंद्र की तरफ से भी बहुत राहत मिल सकती है।
All right, let's move on right now. Chandrababu Naidu's arrest showdown continues to explode in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Sources suggest Naidu's kin are likely to visit him at 4 p.m. this evening at the central jail in Rajamundry. Several TDP leaders, including MLAs, have been either detained or put under house arrest after the TDP had given a statewide bandh call. Now, Chandrababu's son, Nara Lokesh, has called Andhra Pradesh's Chief Minister Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy a psycho and blamed him for being a vindictive Chief Minister. Now, Naidu's legal team is knocking on the court's door seeking that the former Andhra's Chief Minister be moved out of jail immediately and be put under house arrest. Naidu was remanded to 14-day judicial custody after the court took note of the evidence given by the CID that Chandrababu Naidu misappropriated funds of 370 crores and colluded with others accused in the case. The court further said that material on record showed he was engaged in criminal conspiracy. Prima facie, case has been filed against Chandrababu Naidu.
I mean, that we have a psycho chief minister. Period. I mean, the chief minister is busy holidaying. And from there, he's happily sending his people to take us to task. They filed false cases. They've taken us to task and they've sent us to jail. They are distributing sweets. They are burning crackers. They're celebrating because Mr. Naidu has been sent to jail. And that's how sad the state of affairs in Andhra Pradesh is. It's been now 2 years, right? And in the FIR, they've had 36 other accused who've been arrested, investigated, so on and so forth. 4 agencies have done it. And, all of them have said there's no money laundering in this. So after 2 years, the government has not been able to file a charge sheet. One fine morning, they decided, let's fix Mr. Naidu in this case. And they've just dragged him into this. And they've not been able to prove anything in this case. Pawan Kalyan ji and had a meeting in Mangalgiri in his party office. So he was coming in a special flight. And government writes, AP government writes to Begumpet Airport in Hyderabad saying that don't let this flight come because he will create law and order problem. So they didn't let him fly. Then Pawan Kalyan ji came by road and in the border he saw the amount of drama. They stopped him for close to 2 hours. Has he created a law and order problem?
Definitely, just as we had raised our voice against the procedural aspects that had happened when they were arresting Sri Chandrababu Naidu ji, in the sense that they had not given him a notice, they did not take an explanation from him, his name was not in the FIR. It was later through a memo that his name was added into the FIR. And so there were great procedural lapses which BJP had questioned. But the rest of it, I think, since it's sub judice, so there is a procedure, and procedurally, I think they will have to face it.
In the beginning, they told 500 crores fraud is there, spending only 270 crores. There is no cabinet decision. There is no budget provision. What they said. Now they agreed. There is a budget provision. There is a cabinet decision. Even though there is no single evidence of money transaction with illegal activity. There is no prima facie, even though with the political conspiracy, they send him to the jail. They think he is a political criminal. Jagan Mohan Reddy is a political criminal.
Meanwhile, addressing a meeting, a controversial statement has come from BRS MLA Madhav Ram Krishna, where he has said that Chandrababu Naidu was arrested as he did not support the BJP. Listen in.
ఈ బీజేపీల చరిత్ర ఎట్లా ఉందంటే పార్టీలో జాయిన్ అయితే కేసులు ఉండవు, పార్టీలో సపోర్ట్ చేస్తా అంటే కేసులు ఉండవు. పాపం చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు గారు నేను బీజేపీతో పొత్తు పెట్టుకోను అని అంటే ఆయన జైలేపించిన పాపం మీరు అటువంటి దుర్మార్గులు బీజేపీ పార్టీ వాళ్ళు. ఇదా న్యాయమే అలా ఈ రకమైనటువంటి దుర్మార్గమైన విషయం జరుగుతా ఉంది.
All right, moving on, viewers, and finally, Cow vigilante Monu Manesar, wanted for the murder of 2 men, has now been arrested. The SIT probing the new violence also nabbed Mohit Yadav, aka Monu Manesar, from Haryana's Nuh, and was produced in Nuh court and has now been sent to 14-day custody of the Rajasthan police. He was apprehended by the Haryana police and then handed over to the Rajasthan police because the case of murder has been lodged by the Rajasthan police. A CCTV video accessed by India Today shows Monu Manesar being detained by plain-clothed officials in Haryana. He is also one of the accused in the murder of 2 Muslim men allegedly accused of being cow smugglers in February this year. That incident took place in terms of murder in Rajasthan, but the abduction was from Haryana, and therefore the Haryana police has now handed over Monu Manesar, a wanted man, to the Rajasthan police. Meanwhile, security has been beefed up in Haryana's Nuh. All right, let's move on. And a shocking incident that has come to light where scores of fans who turned up for music director A.R. Rahman's Marakuma Nenjam music concert at the Aditya Ram Palace City in Chennai's ECR on September 10th were left not just frustrated, many of them molested where the women were concerned, some hurt and some children who went missing. Many women allegedly were molested, children were displaced, and some were denied entry despite having bought tickets worth several thousand rupees. There was complete chaos and zero management. Those who attended the concert called out for poor crowd control and mismanagement. The place was overcrowded as the organizers clearly seemed to have sold more tickets than they ideally should have. As a result, the venue had at least twice the number of people that it could accommodate, making it difficult for those who had come to even get in. Even those who managed to get in had to jostle their way into the venue, battling surging crowds. Ultimately, A.R. Rahman himself had to issue an apology for the mishap and said that he takes full accountability. He further promised to return and refund money for those who could not attend the concert. Several celebrities have since come out in his support, including music composer Shankar Raja, while Karthi, who played a pivotal role in Ponniyin Selvan, took to social media to reveal that his family members attended the concert and that added that event organizers should take responsibility and not A.R. Rahman. Previously in July, the Pune police halted his concert, citing they crossed the permitted time limit. So it is the second such incident of management and rule break that has taken place in 2 months. But this time around, charges are more severe and grave, where many women in the surging crowds have protested and alleged sexual harassment, as well as complete mayhem and jostling. All right, with that, viewers, it's time for me to go into a quick break. To stay with us on the other side is To The Point.
Have to say this about this whole episode that has started? Corruption allegations to arrest to judicial custody. What do you have to say?
I mean, if you look at this entire project, this skill development project, this project was actually pioneered in Gujarat by the then Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji in 2013. And after that, 6 other states implemented this project. After looking at all this, Mr. Naidu decided that this is a good project and this project should be also implemented in Andhra Pradesh. And that's how this project came about. And close to about 42 centers were started and 210,000 people have received training. The skills were upgraded. Close to about 1 lakh of them were actually placed in various